And welcome to the Super Fun Awesome Happy Time Pedal Show. My name is Gabor, and today I want to talk about a collection I'm releasing for ToneX. I'm calling it GLEN, Gabor's big German friend GLEN. Now GLEN is one of my amps in the back there. I hope you can sort of work out what GLEN means. It's just, you know, moving a few letters around. Don't want to talk too much about the amp itself. I've done a bunch of videos where I compared that particular amp actually with some other captures I've made. But this is basically a set of 6 captures. And what you get is this. So you get clean GLEN, pushed clean GLEN, overdriven GLEN, more overdriven GLEN, distorted GLEN, and high gain GLEN. So these are 6 presets. I did 6, or not presets, 6 sounds, 6 tone models. I did 6 because there's 3 banks per, or 3 sounds per bank. So you can, 2 banks. 6 sounds, and I wanted to do something that's quite versatile. So I sort of thought, when IK Multimedia first approached me about this, I sort of went, what should I do that's maybe interesting to sell? And what I sort of thought is I wanted to do something that I personally would use as well, and I have been using when I've been playing gigs. I've done tons and tons of captures. And I ended up with these 6. Now they're all captured at the highest, the advanced level capture. They are all just the head because I personally preferred using separate IRs to the heads. So you can because you can change the sound quite drastically with changing the IR. Actually, since I first made this, I've changed the IRs at least 3 or 4 times for different gigs and different things. I kind of mucked around with stuff, and I guess you have different other instruments in the band and it sounds different, or you're in a different room and it sounds a little different, and I've been mucking around with that stuff a lot. But this is sort of what I've been using lately and what I've really been liking, and I thought I'd share it with you guys and also share sort of the versatility of it, because to me, it was important to do something that can do a lot of things. And the amp I've captured, which is behind me, GLEN, is quite a high gainy sort of, it's known as more of a metal amp, right? But I think it's super versatile, and you can use it for lots of other things other than metal. It's great for metal, but it also works for tons of other things. And I wanted to make something in 6 different sounds that are really versatile and can be used for tons of different stuff. So what I thought I'd do today is I run through these 6 sounds with a bunch of different guitars, and I know there's a lot of different guitars, but I sort of thought I'll start off with what I would use, Jazzmaster style guitar, but then go to Strats, Teles, P90 style guitar, Les Paul style guitar, low tuning style guitar. So there's timestamps for everything if you want to skip ahead. Just want to quickly run through it, and I also have this Mozztronics twin FET booster, FET booster. There's a video for it you can watch up here, and if it's not there, it's linked down in the description below. It's just a booster, so to add a bit of extra, kazungas to it. Plus, it also has this body control where you can turn a lot of bottom end down to tighten up things. So what I thought is, let's just start off with this. So this is clean GLEN, and I called it clean more. That's more I drive, because then you can see it says more. You can change the name. High gain. Then we've got pushed, overdriven, and distorted. So it's easy to see what they are as well. It's for me, just so I can quickly, when you play, you can look down and see. By the way, I would have put my pedal board up there, but we're about to do this pedal night here at the music shop, local music shop, and my whole pedal board is in pieces because I took a whole bunch of those pedals off to put them on another board for this pedal night. So I took that off as well. but usually it's on my board with a bunch of other pedals. Okay, so setup is, at the moment I've got this Jazzmaster with Seymour Duncan Antiquity 1s pickups. So they did a 50 style, not Antiquity 2s, which are the 60 style. So these are the more 50 style. So that goes straight into my Peterson Strobostomp HE tuner, which is also my desk. From there, straight into here and into there, and then mono out into Logic, straight into Logic. I also have the screen up here so I can show you what the IRs are a bit easier, so you can see what I'm actually using. But this is just a clean sound on a Jazzmaster, and it sounds like this. And the thing with all that stuff is don't be afraid to get in and change stuff. You know, you want a bit more treble, turn the treble up. You don't have to have it at the settings that it was captured at. I play around with that constantly. Want a bit more treble, you want maybe a bit more gain even, you know, crank the gain. See, I would use more of a pushed clean, but I know a lot of people like clean, so I kind of went for super clean. I don't know, maybe a bit more presence in this, turn the presence up, turn the depth up a little bit as well. Give it a bit more of that. Tons of different sounds. So the next one I've got here is more overdrive. Or more overdriven. Again, it will work differently with different guitars, different IRs. So the first one had the previous one had a 2x12 greenback. This has got a 2x12 greenback as well, Celestion. By the way, there's links below. If you want to buy Celestion IRs and you click on the link, the affiliate link below, you don't have to buy the ones I'm using, any Celestion IRs. If you buy them via that link, that helps out the show. I really like Celestion IRs. I mostly use greenback and what's the other one? Blue, the Celestion Blues. And one of the other ones as well. And the Engel ones I use as well. But actually less live now. I like the Engel ones in a 2 notes thing combined with the 4x10, but it's a different story. So you want less gain. Let's boost it a bit. Try the next one, high gain. Maybe you want more mids, you know, don't be afraid to crank it. Gain there, there's no noise gate there at the moment. Pushed clean. So personally I would use, this is sort of the kind of clean I would use. Now that's got a Celestion Blue 2x12 for example, because I like that sort of more, I want it to be more of a voxy kind of sound. This as well, if you want, you know, let's say you want more gain, let's crank the gain a bit. Less gain. piano-driven sound. Again, you know, maybe that needs a little bit more presence with this guitar. Maybe you want a bit fatter as well, add a bit more depth to it, maybe a little bit more treble, maybe you want less mids. And less gain. Just got to adjust volume and stuff. What's the last one? Distorted. That's those 6 sounds with a Jazzmaster. Let's try it with a different guitar. What if you're more of a Strat guy? So this is an old Fernandez 1978 Japanese-made Fernandez copy with some Fishman Fluence pickups in it. Maybe you're more of a Strat guy and you want the more Stratty sound. Maybe, I don't know, you don't want maybe you don't want a 4x12. Maybe you want to use a, I don't know, an angle cabinet 4x12. Celestial Blue. Celestial 2x12. That sounds pretty good. What about, let's try pushed clean. We wanted to be a little bit more pushed. Maybe a bit more like depth, thicken it up. overdrive. Oh, hang on, that was a reverb. Whoops. I actually have a tiny little bit of room sound on this because I quite like that. So this has got a greenback 2x12 at the moment, but maybe we should make it a Celestian Blue. You know, so what I'm getting at is I'm really trying to get something. I wanted something really quite versatile. Let's try something else. Let's try like a Tele style. Another late 70s Fernandez. This has got some Porter, I think it's just vintage Tele. I think that's what they call it, vintage T pickups. And then aftermarket, I put that on the Bixby just because I like it, and Mastery Bridge. But with that, again, clean. I reckon that would sound good with a Celestian Blue. Let's go more over. Let's go pushed clean. Les Paul style guitar. This is another old Japanese guitar, actually. It was unintentional that they're all old Japanese guitars. It's another, this is 1978 Greco, with some Fishman Fluence Classic pickups in it. And it's in E-flat tuning and clean. Bit more presence. Goes very clean if you want to, but you can, reverb again. 20%. Let's get off the alt thing. Crank the gain a bit. I mean, you can chugga it too. Push clean. That's one thing I always do wrong. I'm always on the alt mode. See, this is sort of like vintage Marshall. And so at the moment it's got a greenback, but we can get an angle with the vintage setting. I mean, that's that. What about now low-tuned guitar? All right, lastly, here's my Carvin, or would be now called Kiesel CT6, or it used to be called CT6. I don't know if they still make this kind of model. California Carve Top, I think it's called. And I've got some Fishman Fluence modern pickups in it. It's in drop C tuning. So let's check out sort of more heavier kind of stuff, I guess. Well, let's start off with a clean. Let's go what we all really want to hear. High gain with this. Give it a bit of a gate. Give it a little bit more mid. More gate. Bit less gate without the boost, you don't need as much. Maybe a little bit more mids too. Yeah, maybe less that. It's got the other voicing. I mean, that's that. So that's my GLEN collection. My big German friend behind me somewhere there, GLEN. Yeah, so I hope that sort of helped out in a little bit to understand what I'm sort of going for. I'm trying to go for I tried to go for 6 different sounds that give you anything from quite clean to push cleans to slightly overdriven to overdrive into distortion and into distortion to high gain kind of sounds. So you can get a really big selection of sounds. Also by changing IRs, getting very different sounds, different tones, from more vintagey to more modern kind of tones. Also, I think just from reading a lot of forums and stuff like that, don't be afraid to use these knobs. Don't be afraid to use the EQ. Don't be afraid to use a gain. Don't be afraid to use a presence and depth. I think a lot of people think because you capture an amp, it has to be that. That's what it's captured at. As soon as you change any of this stuff, you change the gain, you change the EQ, it adds digital stuff to it. It does, but as long as it sounds good, it doesn't make a difference, in my opinion. I constantly, when I play live, I constantly play with the mids, I constantly play with the treble and presence. You've probably noticed I barely even touch the bass. It's usually mids, treble, presence, and depth. That's sort of what I usually go for, and I muck around with the gain a lot, and changing IRs. I constantly change IRs. I have about 3 or 4 different IRs that I like, and different venues they'll react differently. In different bands, I play in bands with keyboard players, and I use different IRs there because it works. It sits in a different mix. Or with a sax player, it works in a different part of the mix. And that's the other thing I wanted to get at, is that this may be a German boutique high gain metal amp, but it can do a whole bunch of other things as well. It works great for metal, and there are tons of captures of this particular amp for metal out there, but I think I wanted to get 6 sounds where you can, with boosts and stuff, get into metal territory, and with a high gain. I think you can, to me anyway, but you can also get into other things. I play in corporate wedding bands and corporate bands, I play funky sort of music, dance music. I also play a lot of, mainstream pop rock music in those bands. And these captures work really, really well for it. I've been using them for the last, a few months now. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. If there's anything else that you can see behind me that you may want to see in future collections that are coming out. There's still be free stuff coming out as well. This is just every once in a while putting some really... I put a lot of time and effort into this. I did so many captures. Like I did tons of captures. And if anyone's done captures on this before in the advanced settings, it takes a long time. I've done tons and tons of captures and ended up with these 6 as the 6. We've got clean Glen, pushed clean Glen, overdriven Glen, more overdriven Glen, distorted Glen, and high gain Glen available for you to purchase, and I think one of them is free. So big thank you to IK Multimedia for supplying this, and big thank you to Jazzmaster for supplying this, and a lot of the guitars and pickups in it that were supplied by people as well. So there's lots of stuff that was supplied. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Please make sure to subscribe, give us a like. Share this video with your friends if you like, and yeah, we go from there. And thank you everyone for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.